Hey everyone, this is Rabbit as well Animation Bliss, and welcome to another At the Movies segment where I talk about movies that were just recently released. So today's anime movie I'll be talking about today is Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling. And before I get into this, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday and Monday. If you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of anime news released during the week that we wanted to cover, so those would be considered special videos. So now let's get into this review of Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling. So basically what this special is all about is that it takes place 20 years after the original TV series, and we see Rocko, Heifer, and Filbert still floating in space after 20 years, and they're trying to find a way to get back to Earth, but now they finally found a way to get back to Earth, and once they landed back on Earth, they realized that everything had changed so much. Like, the culture that they were so used to had changed a lot. A lot of the TV shows they grew up with are no longer around, and Rocko ends up meeting up with the big heads, and he asks the big heads, is their son Ralph still making the show The Fatheads? Because Rocko was like watching The Fatheads a lot when he was still in space, and he still really enjoyed that show. And then Ed tells Rocko that no, Ralph hasn't been making any more Fatheads cartoons for a while because their son has been missing. So Rocko was like really upset about this because it's like he really wanted to watch The Fatheads again, and so he tries to go out and find Ralph Bighead and bring him back to his parents. And that's pretty much what this special is all about. So what are my thoughts about Rocko Small Life Static Cling? I would really love this. It was just so fantastic to see Rocko Small Life back on air again. It's like been like over 20 years since the show last aired. It's like I got the same feeling I got with the Hey Arnold Jungle movie, with Hey Arnold being back into television again after all these years of being off. And with Rocko Static Cling, I like the fact that we get to see like the main plot line in this particular special is that Rocco's trying to adjust to the changes that's going on after 20 years. Like, he's been missing for 20 years and he still thinks it's the 1990s, but then he goes back to Earth as like the 2010s, and he's still trying to adjust to all these changes. And I like how the film makes a statement about change and about how change can be scary, or it can be something that you don't like at first, but then once you get used to it, or once you start accepting the changes that's happening in your life, your life become much better. And Rocko has to learn that lesson throughout the special about how, even though everything has changed in his life, he has to learn to like try to deal with these changes the best way he knows how, just accept the changes as they are. And I really relate to Rocko a lot in this special, and Ed Bighead in this special, because usually in my life, I go through a lot of changes. There's like things that happen to me in real life that's like, I'm so used to what's going on from the 1990s. And then I head on over to the 2000s and 2010s, and society has changed a lot. And it's like, it's me trying to, adjust to all this change, but sometimes it can be difficult for me to adjust to the change, and other times I can accept it very easily because it's no different from what I'm used to when I was growing up. But yeah, this special really calls out to me in that regards about the message about change, and about how it can be scary at times and how it can be hard to deal with at times. But at the end of the day, it's a part of life, and you just have to learn to like adjust to all the changes that's going on in your life. I also like the fact that all the characters in this special stayed the same. Like, Rocco's still neurotic, and he's still kind of meek like he was in the original TV series, but now here he's like more determined to get the fatheads back on TV, because that was the only thing he was growing up with. Well, the only thing he was watching when he was stuck in space all those years. And so I like that determination that Rocco shows in this special. And I like that Filbert's still neurotic as well as like Rocco, and he still wants to be with his family and stuff like that. And then Heifer is still the same guy. He's still kind of dumb, but he's still the fun-loving guy that we know and love. So I like the fact that all these characters still remain the same after all these years, despite the fact that the society they live in now has changed a lot. And I really like the big heads subplot in this story, where they're trying to find their son Ralph. And I have to say that this plot line is like one of the most refreshing and inspiring I've seen in any of the Nicktoons revivals I've seen. I'm not going to tell you what's going the big plot twist revolving Ralph, because for those of you who haven't seen this yet, I don't want to spoil things for you, but I will say that plot line is very inspiring, and I really like that plot line, and I was so happy that this show was able to go to that place. to explain all those changes that's going on. And it really brings a lot to the theme of this particular special about change and how you have to learn to accept change, even if it's a little scary at times or you just can't handle it all at once. So I really liked Ralph Bighead's character arc in this film because it was really inspiring, and I just love the fact that the show was able to go to that was able to tackle that story arc in this particular special. The only problem I have with this special is that I wish that they did more with Heifer and Filbert's arcs. Like, I wish we saw more about how their families felt about them being gone for 20 years, and I wanted to see a story arc about how they're trying to adjust to the new society. Well, it shows that they're adjusting just fine, but I would have liked to see more story arcs about Heifer and Filbert in this special. And I wanted to know more about Rocko's girlfriends in the previous shows and how they felt about Rocko being gone for 20 years. But other than that, I think this special was fantastic. So overall, I felt like Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling was a fantastic special. It's great if you're a huge Rocko's Modern Life fan, and I think it did a fantastic job with tackling the subject about change and how sometimes you have to adjust to the changes that's going on in your life, even if it can be difficult at times and you're not used to it. And I just love how the special was able to tackle that theme. And as a huge Rocko Small Life fan, I think this special was just fantastic, and it shows how much I love Rocko Small Life. So please feel free to tell me in the comments down below, have you seen Rocko Small Life Static Cling? And if you have, did you like the special? Did you hate the special? Have you seen Rocko Small Life a lot when you were a kid? Please let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up. And also like our Facebook page. And also join our group on Facebook called Chat with Animation Bliss, where we talk about animation with other animation fans. Please feel free to join that group whenever you can. So this is Rabbity as well, Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Love the wonderful world of animation? Then please feel free to subscribe to this channel to check out more animation news, reviews, and discussions. Thanks for the support, and stay happy, animation fans!